Hi, I'm James Schillinglaw, and I'm here on Magna with a familiar face, Christine Karst, and we're here at the Asta River Cruise Expo, which is always a great time to really understand what's going on in river cruising. And with AmaWaterways, it's quite a lot, and so you're going to find out about this wonderful ship again. And I was lucky enough to be on the christening several years ago, but then there's some other big news that we've been reporting we're also going to talk about, and you'll find about that and more on Insider Travel Report. Christine, it's just amazing to be here again with you, and it really is. This ship is amazing. It was amazing when I first went on it, and it still is really. Everybody talks about it. I actually just took a cruise on AmaVerde, sort of more traditional cruise from Vienna, and I'm going to head south after this conference is over to a place I've never been in, Bulgaria and Romania. So, obviously, there's so many places in the rivers to go to. But let's talk first about Magna. And in fact, why is Christine dressed in a workout outfit? Because you were just out working out on the top deck because you have several new things up there. Talk about what those are, really.
Well, welcome to the Magna, James. Welcome back, right? So yeah, we are in Budapest, the second Asta River Cruise Expo, and we had just our showcase on the sun deck where so many of our wonderful travel advisors came to see all our wellness sessions, different wellness sessions that we offer here. And from pickleball, we have
that's the big. You have a brand new pickleball, right?
So we were playing pickleball, single, double. We were having champagne yoga, which so many enjoyed so much, had fun. We were doing line dancing. In fact, we have the 3 wellness hosts from our 3 ships that are here, AmaMagna, AmaVerde, AmaViola, here to do the different classes, and Selena, our corporate wellness host as well. And there was a guest from the ship. She added another wellness class. She took her glass of champagne, went to the jacuzzi, and is enjoying the beautiful view in Budapest towards actually the castle there, Fisherman's Bastion. Yeah. I am so excited about this huge interest in wellness and active things, because this truly is where so many new clients come and join river cruising now, clients that would have never thought about this in the past.
No, absolutely. And you started this a few years back, and I remember them, and you had this wellness, and I have it on my ship as well. I didn't do it as much as I probably should have on the way down here from Vienna, but hopefully in the next 7 days I'm going to try to get out there and do a little more. A little bit of champagne yoga is always fun. Although I don't have the pickleball cart, because this is unique to AmaMagna, right?
It is unique to AmaMagna because the double width of the ship allows us to dedicate space to the pickleball court. And so far, the last cruise, so many played pickleball. I have not seen one ball landing in the water.
Really? We've got a lot of good expert pickleball players there. How are you?
With pickleball?
Yeah.
Oh, I like to play it. It's fun. I'm not an expert, but I think it's the fastest developing sport in the US. And it's for the age class that is an AmaWaterways customer, a river cruise customer. And it's just another beautiful way to stay active, to maybe be in front of a beautiful ensemble of castles, chateaus, vineyards, Baroque churches. We have the bells ringing during sunset, and you play pickleball. So this is
couldn't be bad. So you and I have to do a match one of these days. We're gonna have to see, or we'll get doubles or something. We'll get Rudy out there, and we'll really go at it. So anyway, the other thing that's going on in Europe this year is you have this new. How do you cry it? I call it a world river cruise, but it's like a 42-day river cruise, and that's coming up pretty soon, right?
Yes. So everyone wants to make up for lost time. So there is a huge trend to travel longer, to cruise longer. So we also saw on the other side, there are plenty of world ocean cruisers. Yeah. And why not on the river? So we created our first 3 this year. 7 river journeys. Wow. That is 49 days,
46 to 9. That's amazing.
Really, really wonderful. And they are almost sold out. Okay. So there is a lot of interest. And for next year, we will have 2 on one ship only, and that's the AmaMora, taking this cruise, and again, the interest is huge. So one of the trends, you can also do back-to-back cruises. Like in France, I see a lot of our guests booking the Seine, the Rhone, and Bordeaux together as a 3-week trip. So there is a lot that we can do in the future.
Yeah, so you do the French rivers, and in the big one, you're doing rivers down here as well, right? You go all the way down to really down in the southern Danube where I'm heading, right?
Of course. I mean, you could have done the upper Danube complete from Nuremberg or Wilshofen to Budapest, and now you do from Budapest down to Romania, Bulgaria, the lower Danube. So we call it the Grand Danube, 14 nights from Wilshofen down to Giurgiu in Romania. And you could even add another cruise, and then you go to Amsterdam. You would have 3 weeks from the North Sea to the Black Sea.
So I'm thinking I'm going to be about 20 days on the river this thing, but that's nothing compared to what you can do, right?
Is absolutely nothing. I mean, I always say the sky is the limit with so many different choices. And imagine you would even add now a wine experience cruise to this entire mix, or a Christmas time cruise.
We've done Christmas time together. They're wonderful.
Done it, right? But you can cruise the Danube so many times. With the season, everything changes. It's like a new experience.
You're absolutely right.
And so many of our travel advisors and their guests are realizing this. And we always come up with new excursions.
Yeah.
Like on the last one, here in Budapest, I did a completely new shore excursion. We went to a wine cave. We were sipping wines from the southern part of Hungary, from the Balaton region. And I actually went back down the history lane because I was a child when I traveled with my parents to the Balaton. That was before 89, the wall came down. Yeah. So, but also we have new bike tours, we have new hiking tours, because we know there are so many repeaters.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, you got to keep them interested, because there's a limited number of rivers. Now, that said, one of the explosions of interest has been your exotics cruises now, and I think you include Nile in that, and Nile is burning up for you. I mean, it's just amazing what's going on with the Nile, and you're actually adding a second ship, I think, coming. Tell us a little bit about the Nile and the other exotics.
Yes, James. So we started with the Amadalia in September 2021. That is now 1.5 years ago. The Amadalia, with about 70 guests, sold out all the time. So we saw how popular this country is. And we also have a beautiful Jordan land extension and post extension to Israel and Dubai. So this whole area is extremely popular now. When we went there in September 21, we were the only ones in front of the pyramids. Today you have so many guests there, again, so many people. But it means everyone is traveling again. So we had no other choice than starting to build ship number 2, the Amalilia.
When is that going to come in?
That is coming in spring 2024. So about
Not too far.
1 year from now. But that's not the only one that is coming.
There's other things coming on, and then one of the other things is part of your exotics. One of my favorite is Africa, and your river cruise safari down in Botswana and Namibia, and some things are going on down there. I know you're heading down there to look at. They've renovated the ships a bit, right?
Yes, I mean, we feel when ships are laid off during COVID time, no matter if it's a year, 2 years, 3 years, we need to do something with these ships again. We need to refresh them. So we have done a complete renovation with the Zambezi Queen. Even so, the ship was perfectly fine before for many guests. But yes. And now I'm heading down in a couple of days. We'll see how everything looks new and sparkling. Of course, AmaWaterways, that's the sparkle of the river, the heart of the river. And very excited. The Africa season is selling out again. Zambezi Queen, only 28 guests. I always say that's very easy to do, but it is a high-priced product. And the best is that today, everyone likes to spend the money. So as travel advisors, this is your time now.
Yeah, to get that exotic one. Yeah.
All your clients want to live today. They don't want to compromise. We don't know what's coming tomorrow. So that's why offer all these beautiful destinations, and you will see how successful you are.
Yeah, and then of course a cruise that I keep wanting to get on, and I know you've offered a few dates for me, but just haven't been able to make it, and I keep waiting for you to get out there too, and we all go together with you and Rudy, and is the Mekong, and that's also there's a lot of interest in that as well, right?
The Mekong has started very strongly again. And next year, when I look at next year, I see many departures are selling out already. And that's this huge pent-up demand that is coming. But that's why we saw we needed more exotic destinations, because once you do,
we're going to end on a really exotic destination that many of you heard about. We've been reporting on it a few times, and in fact we just had lunch with the architect of the ship, who's a lovely guy, and that of course is Colombia. And you are now really pioneers in a new river, the Magdalena, and we heard all about it. There are going to be 2 ships on the Magdalena and going Cartagena, and amazing itineraries. Tell us a little bit about that, because I just think it's so fun and interesting to know there's now yet another river to explore, right?
Yeah. The Magna was a dream of Rudy, and he worked on it for 5 years until the dream became reality. That's the same with Colombia. So Rudy was age 23 when he built his first river raft
on the Amazon.
On the Amazon River. And he never looks back, and he always looks forward. So he felt not necessarily to go to the Amazon right now, but to explore a completely new river. Right. And this is Rio Magdalena in Colombia, where we go on a 7-night cruise from Cartagena to Barranquilla. So we are pioneers again. And I think that drives him forward to be the innovator again, because we are not just having 2 new ships there, but we also have to build all the docking locations. And
you have to build the itineraries and the excursions and everything else.
We explored all the different beautiful areas, because there is so much to do in Colombia. It's one of the richest countries when it comes to biodiversity. There are more bird species than in Canada and the US together. There is, of course, everyone knows about the coffee and the chocolate, but it's also the land of the 1,000 rhythms, the music, the kumba, the dances, the flavors, the food, rum and chocolate tastings. But also, did you know that Barranquilla has the 2nd largest carnival in the world after Rio de Janeiro?
I knew that after your webinar, but I did not know that then. So you can be part of that as well. Right?
So we will bring a Carnival Experience, customized, exclusive to our AmaWaterways guests, similar to what we do in Wilshofen with the unique Oktoberfest.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right? In Spitz in Austria with our wine fest there in the evening. So there are so many exclusives to AmaWaterways, and our clients really like it because it's about the unique experience today, and it's not a mass market thing. The ships are both very small, 60 and 62 guests on board. So it will be a very curated, fine experience. And the locals are supporting us so much, because Rio Magdalena is the heart, the soul, and the spine of the country. And the country is just so thrilled that we now go and make Rio Magdalena ready for maybe, hopefully, more to come.
Yeah, and then you have some great pre- and post-trips to, I believe you're going to Medellin, I think.
Medellin.
And then you're actually in Cartagena a little bit more, and then also Panama.
To Panama. And, of course, going down again to history, Panama was once part of Colombia, right?
I didn't know that till recently, and in fact, I think I've got to read a lot about South American history, specifically about Colombian history, before I go down. That's what you give me. I think our friend gave me a reading list of what I've got to read before I go down there, because there's so much on there. So this is going to be amazing. It's just a year from now that the first one comes in, and the second ship comes in right after, right?
March 30 is the start of the Ama Magdalena, and June 19 start of the Ama Melodea.
Fantastic. So we are in Ama Magna. I couldn't let you go except because every travel advisor I know and everybody thinks you're already building a second Ama Magna, but I don't know if that's really for public consumption quite yet. I know Rudy would love to. Is that coming?
Well, I always say one never knows what's coming next, right? We have to keep it interesting and exciting. That's all what I can say.
That's all you can say. But, I can't tell you how many travel. Well, they're building a second one. And I said, I don't think that's, but, he wants to, but, and it would be great when he did. Of course, obviously we've had the last few years has been rather challenging. So now, and this ship is so beautiful. So hopefully we'll see another one soon. Anything else you want to tell all of our travel advisors out there about all that you're doing? A lot. I mean, I can't believe that with the Colombia, the river in Magdalena, with the longer itineraries, the different things you're doing within the existing itineraries. Because I think that's a big point, is that if you think you've done the Danube, and I know, I say that, well, I don't want to do the Danube again, but you can do a different excursion, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's the excursions, but also when I look at the experience on the ship, for instance, the culinary experience.
Or the wellness experience.
Or the wellness experience. Both are extremely important. And I believe we are the only river cruise line now that has not gone back to the buffet after COVID. And our clients really appreciate this. So we continue to serve you high-class culinary delights, so many different choices. And for the guests, I mean, they appreciate this. They don't want to stay in line at a buffet to interrupt the conversation. But an important fact is also that we reduce our food waste. Okay. And it is also about sustainability. Absolutely. Yeah, thinking about the future, what we are doing. And that is a tremendous I would say advantage of, the service on board. And also when we look at the ships, Magna certainly has 10 engines. We can turn the engines on and off depending how we need this, which also reduces the fuel consumption. Mm-hmm. And I'm very proud that Christina was the first ship that got the Green Award 2018.
Now, your namesake ship, right?
Well, there always has to be the one, right? The first one. But all our ships in Europe now have this Green Award, which is extremely important because ports like Amsterdam look very much on the how environment friendly a ship is. And depending on this, they will assign docking locations. So we always will have one of the best docking locations. And of course, protecting the rivers, I believe, is important for all of us.
We got to keep the Danube blue. It's not blue, but it's you got to keep it clean. That's what it is.
Yeah, and of course, when we talk about this, our future generations, I don't want to miss that a big chance for you, our travel advisors, is how many multi-gen families, anniversaries, big birthdays are coming to travel now. And a river cruise is the perfect place for these families. So we have seen a lot, and we can only encourage you to do more, because river cruising is for everyone today, with all the different activities we offer, with all the wonderful culinary options, choices, delights. So I know we can please pretty much every customer from 8 to 88.
And I know that you've actually increased the number of charters for Adventures by Disney dramatically. I remember I was there when you announced the combination, and everybody thought that's great. And I think, what are you up to now in terms of annual charters with Adventure by Disney?
Adventures by Disney is a wonderful customer of ours, partner, I want to say. We started to charter 2016. The AmaViola was the very first ship that we built for Adventures by Disney, with connecting door cabins, with a third bed, the Disney bed, and our suites can accommodate 4. And now they charter on the Danube, on the Rhine, on the Seine River, mostly in the summer months, school break, in the winter months, Christmas break, and of course also in spring break. So many destinations and cruises, they sell very well, and also there is probably more to come.
Absolutely. Well, you got that, and obviously, even if you don't do Adventures by Disney, you can come on with your families and book your families and learn all about the wonderful rivers of the world now. Christine, I want to thank you for taking the time. It's great to see you here in Budapest, as always. Looking forward to seeing you more, hopefully next year in Colombia, and then maybe someday on the Mekong. There's still a lot of rivers to explore for me. I keep thinking I got them all, but I don't. And so that's why I keep doing river cruising, because it's really fascinating. And it's doing it with you guys is amazing, because you're down on what you're doing and you keep improving, and it's just great to see.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. And my final, it's as beautiful as the whole hardware is. It's always about the people. And
your people are fantastic.
And I do believe that our crew, our cruise managers, they have such wonderful values. They have the passion, the pioneer spirit, the partnership. They make it all happen. Mm-hmm. And that's why when you, our travel advisors, your guests are coming on board, this might be the first river cruise experience, but not the last. Yeah. Everyone will fall in love with both the ships and the people. It's the human spirit.
And absolutely. And I already know three cruise managers, and hopefully the woman who's now being cruise managers here, I just remembered she was on with us back on a Christmas time cruise a couple of years ago. Martina, wonderful lady. And then her husband was on AmaWaterways, and I'm like, is that your wife? Yes. And so we kind of talked about it. We emailed, and hopefully I'll see her a little later. We'll see what happens. So you get these connections that are really exclusive to being on this kind of ship. I mean, I don't think I have the same connection with a lot of. I do have with some general managers hotels, but it's different here because you are bound for so long. So it's a wonderful thing. You're absolutely right. The crew, your staff is just amazing, and it really does make the experience so wonderful.
Ama means love. We are family, and it's truly the heart of the river. Thank you so much, James.
I'm James Schillinglaw aboard Magna here in Budapest, and we're about ready tomorrow. They're kicking off tonight, actually, the ASTA Global River Cruise Expo. And this is Insider Travel Report.